Hey folks, this is James over at Golden Arrow Classics. Today I've got a great car that I'm bringing to you. It's a 1956 Chevy Bel Air, 327 4-speed. It's an M24 speed, and the 327, supposedly it's a 327 250 horse out of a 60s vintage Corvette. I think it does have a little bit of an RV cam in it, but it's certainly not too wild. And the car has vintage air, which is a nice addition. There's your little vintage air sticker. And there's your standard compressor. It does have a nice set of Corvette valve covers on it. Set of headers that are not leaking at this time. And manual brakes, manual steering. So really good driver quality car. Let's go ahead and do a cold start for you. Go down here. She's ice cold. Right. Also, you might see there's a Holley vacuum secondary 500 CFM carburetor that's fairly new. It was on the car, but it looks very new actually. And flex fan, aluminum radiator, and like I said, the original manual steering is down there. So, little shot of the interior. Nice driver quality interior. It's got some wear on it, but I would still not be ashamed at all to drive this up to the local cruise in. And I'll show you the wear that I'm talking about. It has a rip on the corner. Has a rip right there. And the window crank, I will say it's not the smoothest crank in the world, and it has been digging into the door panel. We adjusted it the best we could, but it's still pretty stiff, but it's still functional. So, all right. So, brand new Hurst Competition Plus 4-speed shifter on the transmission. Let's go ahead and one pump. She just settles right in. So, I had a speedometer put in this car. It's actually a remanufactured original speedometer unit. The temperature gauge works, the fuel gauge works. But here's what I need to point out to you guys, and it's no real big deal. So the lights work, but when my friend took the instrument cluster out of it, he mixed up one of the dash lights with the oil pressure light and vice versa. So yeah, the dash lights up and even the clock lights up. You might be able to see that's lit up. It doesn't work, but it lights up. But watch the dimmer. Oh, sorry. Hey, the wiper's working. Okay, here's the dimmer. So you'll see it dims out when you turn it down and when you turn it back up. So unfortunately, somebody's gonna have to drop a column out of this thing and switch those two around if it really bothers you that much. I kind of laughed when I saw it, and it just reminds me that I need to check the oil when the lights are on. Anyway, car does have vintage air, as I pointed out earlier. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that on right now. She is a little cold and she's idling low, but we'll see. And she will turn on in just a second. You'll hear it kick down. There she goes. All right, so compressor just kicked on. Let's go take a look. And she does blow ice cold. I know it's winter time right now, but she blows ice cubes at you, and the heat works great too. And you can see headlights are on. Let's give her a walk around. Tail lights are on. Let's give her a left signal. Okay. for a right signal. Notice the lights up on the dash too. Brake lights work properly. All the lighting works properly. License plate lights work. There's the front signal. You can actually hear that compressor clicking on and off. All right. Quick little run through the interior again. You saw me pull the wrong switch and turn on the windshield wipers. Do that again. Get me for a dry windshield, but I did just clean it with a whole bunch of glass cleaner, so I don't think it hurt it. That's the interior here. Probably got a beautiful headliner to it. Here's the original serial number for the car. It's never been altered, played with. Nice white and black back seat. It's got two Sony 6x9s in the back with a Kenwood CD player. Let's see. Oh, the horn works. This might be the worst filming I've ever done, so sorry about that. All right. Yeah, it works. Glove box opens and closes. I've had it open. Anyway, it opens and closes. High beams work. Let's see. Everything works. I'll get the glove box open and take a picture of it. I'll take a still and put it in the picture gallery. But it's a really nice old driver, folks. I've driven this car probably about 300 miles now. I've driven it some cruise-ins. It's always well received wherever I go. The flaws that I can tell you about the car, I mentioned it has a Muncie M24 speed. If you have this car in third gear, and you let off the gas at about 3,000 RPM or above, 50% chance it's going to pop out of gear. It doesn't hurt anything, it just pops out of gear. So there's some wear on the transmission. Probably one of the clutch forks is bent in the transmission, causing it to pop out. The other thing is, it doesn't like to downshift into second, which is probably related to the third gear pop out. It doesn't like to downshift in second. Don't go try to road race this car is what I'm telling you. But other than that, the transmission goes first, second, third, fourth just fine. I've driven the car. I personally wouldn't do anything with it. It's not a dragster. It's not a hot rod road racer. I just enjoy it the way it is until the transmission really needs to be rebuilt. Synchronizers, they all seem to be fine. It doesn't grind or anything. She just gets hung up on second, sometimes downshifting, and she pops out third. I don't think of anything else. The brakes on this car, so they're drums all the way around. They're original drums. She pulls to the right a little bit. Now, I figure somebody who's going to buy this car is probably going to put discs on the front anyway. So I didn't go through the front drums. Like I said, though, I've driven it a lot, and as long as you know that it's going to pull, you go ahead and make the correction for the pull to the right and it stops straight and you're fine. It's a great driving old car. It cruises down the road 70 miles an hour. Awesome. And again, it's got a beautiful, nice driver quality paint job. It's got a good, usable interior, and the trim on this car is really nice. All the chrome on the car is nice. Let's see what I get in here. Really nice car. And I guess I'd call this a candy apple red. I don't know what the color code is, but that's what I would call it. See all the trim on it. Side windows are good. Yeah, there's no delamination. Well, little tiny bit, but not much. It's a really nice car, folks. Anyway, I'm going to do a driving video also, just so you can get a feel for exactly how it goes down the road and what I was talking about with the transmission. Again, I'm just trying to be as honest as I can about any car, just because it's the right thing to do. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down the video here. If you got any questions, hit me up at www.goldenarrowclassics.com. And I sure do appreciate your time. Thanks.